nuPSYS, and nuPSYS is in the business of visualization of big data for specifically network and infrastructure, and within that, the data center and security, particularly the physical security. We have a patented technology. These are actually issued in the US and globally pursued, and these revolve around the ability to real-time visualize the massive amount of data that comes from the network, and in particular inside the data center for infrastructure management and the physical security with respect to the network of the cameras and HD video that runs through them stream. So what is the problem? The problem is essentially the explosion of amount of data. Networks are getting very complex, and they are heterogeneous, meaning wired, wireless, and then of course migration of a lot of the part of the network to the cloud, the hybrid IT. And this presents an opportunity which we have capitalized on in terms of real-time, brain-friendly, such that you can see what's going on in your network and take action accordingly. It's a huge market in the sense of $1 billion plus, specifically for the areas that we focus on, which are the networks themselves, as in the classical management of the network, but visually. That's our angle actually for that. And data center infrastructure management is referred to as DSIM, and PSIM, which is physical security information management. So this is actually basically the description of what's going on. More and more of the network moving to the cloud, data center becoming the heart and the brain, running on IBM, HP, Dell, and commodity like servers, massive amount of horsepower in terms of CPU and memory, and as such, accelerating time to action is the value we create in all three elements of our, if you will, the value proposition. As such, the unique patented software, solid team, we're backed by Columbus Nova, which manages around 15 billion of assets of their own companies. It's about a $1.5 billion fund. They have basically $300 million VC arm on Sandy Road, and A Ventures, which is a Ukrainian VC. And we are engaged. We actually have a number of tier 1 customers, includes Cisco itself and US government through SAIC and some other European governments and cable operator banks, and we are engaged with very household name US carriers as well as enterprises globally. We basically look at the problem and thus the opportunity for a solution, and all-encompassing a platform, converged visualization for managing your network, the data center, and physical security. As such, looking at the logical, which when you're looking at your network, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 specifically, what we focus on is a logical view, and basically looking at the data center. These are VMs, virtual machines running on these commodity hardware, the servers and storage and all. And then also for the data center, the physical view is extremely important, because a lot of them are actually remote, not manned. And physical security as such is very prevalent, as both in enterprise, give you the example of banks, every ATM has a security camera inside the branch at the headquarters, and also data centers, because of massive amount of sensitivity all over the place. So as such, they converge in terms of a visualization platform, which is unique. And I'll show you a couple of use cases. This is one for a major bank in North America. And when you look at the network is built with failover, which means you have a primary, every branch, every headquarter has basically 2 data centers connected. So if one fails, switches to the other. Every branch has 2 router switches, firewalls. So if one fails, switches to the other. And within that, a bunch of very sensitive IP devices. The problem this particular customer of ours has, they cannot find out fast enough when the primary fails. It seems like a very obvious problem, but it's actually very important, because in banking, time is money, transactions lost, right? That's an example of an enterprise. So as such, when the primary fails, the faster they find out to fix it, so that secondary goes down their host, right? That's the problem we solve in terms of visual tracking. It's very important because both in the enterprise as well as in the context of service providers, it's actually multi-service carrier. 30% of Mexico internet traffic goes through them. The value we create is instant troubleshooting. The network goes down, their customers are high-end enterprise, and they're a carrier of carriers. 30% of traffic of all of Mexico, right, going through the network. When the network goes down, they wire the SLA, they are penalized. So that's the time. So essentially, we cut down hours to minutes. That's the value we create. And when you think about it, the actual equation is very simple. If you can see it, because it's so complex, you can take action. If you have to go through a bunch of text and visual diagrams, it takes a long time. This is our data center solution. Given the constraint of time, I encourage you to go to our website, get a bunch of videos. You can actually walk through the data center here, literally. I mean, you don't have to go there. And data center management is a very complex challenge for both large carriers, such as top 3 in the US, as well as the small ones and the enterprise. You can actually pull out the rack, you can pull out the card cage, the pizza box or ATCA or micro ATCA. You can look at what VM is running on those. These are very unique to us. In other words, it ties the heat map and power utilization, which is your traditional Schneider Electric or Emerson, providing that kind of IoT data sensory. We don't do any sensory, actually, to the networking function. So that's the beauty of our solution in the sense of a data center. We're currently engaged in a POC with a major, one of the top 3 US carriers, as well as through our partner Cisco with another one. So this is the value in terms of heart of your network, the data center, being able to visualize the whole physical infrastructure, rack by rack, box by box, and card by card, knowing what power they utilize, what heat they generate, which is nothing new. Others can do that. But also what networking function is running on. That is new. Basically, that's our value there. This is actually our physical security. Again, data center is the confluence, is actually convergence of every value that we create in our company. In the sense that when you look at data centers, they're full of security cameras. And when you look at that, running HD streaming, when you're dealing with 1 or 2 or 5 cameras or 10 cameras, it's one thing. When you're dealing with thousands and tens of thousands of cameras, HD streaming, HD video streaming, all over the world, such as, for example, buildings of a government all over the world, or buildings of a service provider or enterprise all over the world, that's a different matter. So our value is to create that framework with which you can actually see the physical construct, you can actually see the video, the buildings, walk through them inside and outside, and pivot, place, swivel the cameras, and then at the same time see the HD streaming video inside within one dashboard. So that's actually the uniqueness about we are not a piecing provider, we complement. I just came back from a conference in Las Vegas where all of the vendors, Hitachi, Cisco, everybody was there. This is very unique and new to that field. Taking visualization in terms of with an API, clean API, that actually is front-ending in terms of physical and also virtual visualization of their buildings and for the security. It's very important. Again, when you think about it, picture worth 1,000 words. It's all about how quickly you can take action, accelerate time to action. If you can give a picture real time of exactly what's going on, obviously it's public security or government building, you want to know it, you want to take action right away. So that's the value. We are engaged, as I said, a lot of POCs. I won't bore you with all of this, but also we have customers that are actually paying customers, and we are in hopeful. This is public information. We have a contract with Cisco, hopefully evolve that into a very good branding opportunity, as well as other carriers and enterprises. Mainly focused on high-end enterprise, tier 1 carriers. That's our focus, and government. These are the 3 segments. Obviously, this is me, and that's Dimitri, this is the company is the brainchild of Dimitri. He's a 5-time CCA from Cisco, and written a couple, 3 books for Cisco, putting his own money into the company, and ran it till I joined a year and a half ago. Very well respected in terms of the IP networks, wired, wireless. He's built major household name, major corporations network industry. And then finally, that's just the back. Thank you.